here, and then bam. We are back here on the Lynn Hayes Freeland Show. So let me just real quick refresh your memory, because the event is coming up on the 25th of January. You do not have to register, but registration begins at 9 a.m. It starts at 10 a.m. It's going to happen at the Spartan Center on Elizabeth Street in Hazelwood. We've already talked to Renee Aldridge. She remains with us and now joining the conversation. Terry Shields, she's with Jada House International. Jamie Upshaw from Autism Urban Connection. Welcome to you two.
Thank you.
All right, tell me how you two fit into this.
Well, Renee called me last year and said, I have a vision about mental health and you know, getting educated. So she said, well, you want to join me? I said, sure, Renee, I'll join you. But I also I was diagnosed with a chronic illness, lupus.
Okay.
So, and that's how Jada House started. But that's how I said I can come in connection with her and talk about my mental health, because I was in denial about getting checkups, about taking medication. Because I thought I was just a little bit too cute to have something going on with me.
Something serious, yeah.
It took me into a denial stage. But then when it transformed into body aches and joint aches and all that, then I said it's time for me to take care of myself, especially since I have children and grandchildren that want to see me here around. So it was a no-brainer to connect with Renee, and far as that, you know, health thing goes, you know, it was no questions.
Okay, now are you going to speak on the 25th?
I'm going to speak about lupus a little bit.
A little bit. Okay, all right. Now, but you know what the realities are. Lupus, autism, those are two subjects as well that we don't like to talk about.
Right.
Yes, yes, yes. So I came into play. Autism Urban Connections Inc. came into play. Miss Renee reached out to me, and Autism Urban Connections Inc. is the first and only African-American minority autism family-focused organization in the state of Pennsylvania. So we began because my son was diagnosed at 3 years and 7 months old, which is a little on the later side, considering, but this is something that a lot of our families go through on a consistent basis. So when I received his diagnosis, I needed supports, resources. There was really nobody out there that looked like me. So I kind of jumped in, started support group, then we became nonprofit, and so
let me stop you in your story for just a minute. Because she talked about being in denial with your son. Was there a denial stage, or was there a part of you that felt like something's not quite right here, but nobody was listening to you?
I was happy. I was happy that I finally was heard, and I actually wasn't heard. I have video recorded my son's behaviors in order to get my son a diagnosis. There were things that that the doctor wasn't able to see in a 10-15 minute setting that we were experiencing at home with his self-injurious behaviors and other behaviors that, like I said, that weren't at the forefront at a doctor's appointment. So I began to record his behaviors and basically solidified what I had believed all along was going on with my son. So no, I was happy that somebody heard me.
Somebody finally heard you.
Somebody
You had to fight for your child.
I had to fight for my child, and I didn't want other families to have to suffer and go through what I had gone through. So that's how AUC Inc. began, because I wanted to be that support and that connection and that resources for other families so they don't have to experience what I did.
So Renee, at the end of the day, when people leave here on the 25th, they're going to walk out of there
with information,
armed with information that's life-changing.
Right, right. And the hope is, and the understanding is, we're going to be there for the day. And I realize that you don't walk away from there suddenly brand new, reformed, but you are informed. And you will have the tools. And you cannot say, my hope is that you cannot say from that day forward that you didn't know. You cannot say, I didn't know where to go. You cannot say, I never saw anybody. If you came to that place, there you're going to see and hear somebody talk about a little bit about lupus, talk about what it is if your child is autistic, talk about sarcoidosis, because we also have a woman coming to talk about sarcoidosis. And I would just want to shout out real quick to the Hazelwood Family Center.
Yes.
That's also a party and being very, very helpful to us as we get ready. And also, I must say that Erica Johnson has really supported these efforts, and she created these flyers. These women have come forward to help create this what I hope will be a day that is dynamic, and that people will leave there different.
Different, absolutely.
Different.
Oh yeah, this is all life-changing stuff, indeed.
Yeah.
January 25th.
January 25th.
Tell me again where it is.
134 East Elizabeth Street.
And it's called the Spartan,
The Spartan Center.
The Spartan Center.
Yes, starts at 10 o'clock. And it's not going to be just a day of heavy, morbid, you better get this or something's going to happen to you. We're going to have some light entertainment.
Okay.
And, you know, this is how we do it with Softer Side Seminars.
There
we have
you
light
go.
entertainment, a little bit of drama, and
And
of
you got
course,
personal
food
stories. It
and
doesn't get any better than that. Ladies,
Yes.
thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you
It's
for
great
having me.
information.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thanks so
you.
much. When we come back, celebrating Martin Luther King. Don't go away. We'll be right back.